Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And today, not a bad day. A beautiful day yesterday to end our weekend with 72 degrees. A few more clouds out there today as we take a look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Sky-Fi tower camera at Wenatchee Heights. We call it our cross camera. And as you can see, some low and mid-level clouds. Just the beginning of a weak cold front that will be moving through, and that will up our chances for precipitation tonight and once again for Tuesday. But as we take a look ahead for our work week, really not bad. We'll see a slow warming trend throughout the week, back into the lower 80s by the time we get into the end of the week. We could see a little bit of wind at times and a few showers, as I mentioned, mainly tonight and for Tuesday. But bottom line, it looks like a nice work week ahead, and we'll have all those details for you coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. An old toaster may have ruined the toast, but luckily it didn't ruin a home in Chelan on Friday. Douglas County commissioners are briefed by Port of Chelan and Douglas County officials on their plans for consolidation, and Governor Jay Inslee expanded the drought emergency declaration this morning to cover nearly half of Washington state, including the Wenatchee watershed. But first, we begin tonight. Police do not believe a Friday night shooting in Wenatchee was gang-related. That, according to Captain Edgar Reinfeld of the Wenatchee Police Department. No one was injured, and what Reinfeld said was a fight between two groups of young males at about 8:30 p.m. in the 500 block of South Franklin Street. Reinfeld says there were reports of two shots fired into the air. He said the investigation into the incident continues and, quote, "This is truly solvable and somebody will be charged eventually," unquote. Well, an old toaster may have ruined the toast, but luckily it didn't ruin a home in Chelan on Friday. Chelan Fire and Rescue received a call at 6:43 a.m. from a homeowner who reported that smoke was filling their home and everyone had evacuated. When firefighters arrived, they found a malfunctioning older model toaster had caused the problem. Firefighters reported that they quickly removed the toaster from the home in the 100 block of Robinson Street, cleared the smoke, and turned the home back over to the residents. Firefighters also discovered there were outdated and non-working smoke detectors in the house. They replaced all those that were not working. Douglas County commissioners are briefed by Port of Chelan and Douglas County officials on their plans for consolidation. The two ports are considering merging under a so-called functional consolidation to cut operational costs. Douglas County Port Manager Lisa Parks was joined by Chelan Port Manager Don Etherington and Douglas Port Commissioner Jim Huffman at Monday's County Commissioner meeting in East Wenatchee. Commissioner Dan Sutton says he likes what he heard.
We've got some extremely dedicated people, intelligent people who have realized the opportunity to gain a considerable amount of efficiencies, free up some monies to the tune of $500,000 or greater towards the operation of Pangbourne Airport, which it truly needs, desperately needs actually. And I think that the outcome will be in the proof of the pudding as they work together and have an opportunity to prove the value of the functional consolidation to the outlying regions in both Douglas and Chelan County. And I think they will. I think you've got some extremely dedicated people working very hard to make this happen. I believe it's going to be successful.
Port officials say they will be meeting with other city and county elected leaders over the course of the next few months to discuss the consolidation plans. They said if approved, a restructured port could be up and running by January of 2020. In other news, Governor Jay Inslee expanded the drought emergency declaration this morning to cover nearly half of Washington state, including the Wenatchee watershed, due to worsened poor water supply conditions around the state and warmer and drier weather predictions through the summer. The declaration includes the city of Wenatchee, Chelan, and NCWLIFE. Snowpack conditions are currently less than 50% of average for this time of year. Washington State Department of Ecology experts expect the warmer, drier weather will cause the already diminished snowpack to melt more quickly, reducing water availability this summer when it's needed most for farms, communities, and fish. Despite this past week's rainfall totals for the state remain below normal. Already included in the governor's drought declaration are the Methow and Okanagan basins. Coming up next, the August primary will feature several contested races in Chelan and Douglas counties. We'll have a preview. A volunteer firefighter with Chelan Fire and Rescue has been named the Washington State Volunteer Firefighter of the Year. And the cleaning work that began Saturday on the George Seller Bridge hit home this morning and this afternoon as commuter traffic backed up in East Wenatchee. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Moving doesn't have to be back-breaking, stressful work. And I don't want you to make a move that way ever again.
Traditionally, you would rent a truck. You would load up your stuff. You would rent a storage unit. You would transport it. And finally, you would unload your stuff yourself. You don't have to lift a finger. We bring the mobile storage unit to you. We drop it off. Then one of our trusted packers can load it for you. We come pick it up and store it securely for you. We bring it back to you. No hassle, no stress.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Welcome back. And in other news, the August primary will feature several contested races in Chelan and Douglas counties. Incumbent Chelan Mayor Mike Cooney is challenged by City Council member Stan Morse and former Chelan Mayor Bob Godey. In NCWLIFE, current Mayor John Alt will face off against Sarah Tula, Marie Steinberg, and Michael A. Buckingham. In Douglas County, the race for mayor of Waterville has attracted 4 candidates to replace Royal Devaney. They are Lloyd Smith, J.D. Greening, Charles Driver, and Jill Daling Thompson. All 3 positions on the Eastmont School Board are contested, but only the at-large Director number 5 position features 3 candidates. They're Megan Vibert, Peter Smith, and Lyle McClune. They're all competing for the position vacated by Steve Piccirillo. And Wenatchee Mayor Frank Kuntz will run unopposed in the August primary. The top 2 vote-getters in the August 6th primary will advance to the November election. Jonathan Mendoza, a volunteer firefighter with Chelan Fire and Rescue, has been named the Washington State Volunteer Firefighter of the Year. Mendoza has been a volunteer with Chelan Fire and Rescue since 2012 and works regularly out of Station 71 in Chelan. He's a qualified combat firefighter and is an EMT certified, among other qualifications he's earned over the years. He also filled in as a full-time firefighter late last year. In a recruitment video created by Chelan Fire and Rescue, Mendoza talked about why he volunteers.
It's rewarding. It's a good feeling to have when you run your first call and you've done something for your community or you've helped someone. It's very rewarding to have that satisfaction of I did something good, not for myself but for somebody else.
Well, the cleaning work that began Saturday on the George Seller Bridge hit home this morning and throughout the afternoon as commuter traffic backed up in East Wenatchee. The State Department of Transportation had warned of lane closures and delays until the work is finished, and that won't be until 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Motorists are encouraged to use the Otobashan Bridge if at all possible. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Open 7 days a week, Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine in or take it to go, our friendly staff is here to serve you. Reservations recommended for Friday night's prime rib dinner. Call for live music dates. Hi, I'm Chelan, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's feature story, the 10th annual Touch a Truck event took place at Wenatchee Valley College this past weekend. NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson was there and has more.
We are at Wenatchee Valley College, and we are Women's Service League of North Central Washington putting on our annual Touch a Truck event. Touch a Truck is an event where we bring together vehicles, whether they're construction or emergency vehicles. We bring together nonprofit booths. We have businesses that are supporting us, and we bring them all together, and kids and their families come and climb on, honk horns, as you can hear, play games, just all sorts of different things. It's a great one of the fundraisers that we do each year, and so yeah, we're here just having fun touching trucks. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the 10th year that we've done it, and it has grown every year. The last 2 years, we've had about 2,000 people that have come through the event, and we actually moved it to Wenatchee Valley College to have a little more space for the vehicles we bring in, but also to have more parking, so we can keep growing it more and more and more. A large portion of what we collect today at this event goes back into the community through grants, and the special thing about these grants is they are kids helping kids grants. So we help things like the Performing Arts Center doing summer scholarships for their summer programs, Brave Warrior Project. We have a lot of different youth-oriented nonprofits that apply for our grants, and then we put the money back into the community. You can always go to Women's Service League of North Central Washington online and on Facebook. You can find more information about the scholarships we give, grants, the events that we hold. We have a lot of them. We do My Girlfriend's Closet, prom dress giveaway, diaper drive, Touch a Truck. There's a lot of different ones we do throughout the year. So, and then we also have our open membership will be starting here in the next couple of months. If you're a woman that wants to get involved and participate in amazing events like this, you can go on and find information about that too.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get into those details, Tucker Wagner from NCWLIFE. He does everything here at the station. Put together this beautiful time-lapse shot of beautiful Lake Wenatchee. And notice the clouds and the evaporation coming off the trees on the hillsides and the mountains of the Cascades. That's what forms the clouds above. And watch what happens a little bit into this video as the wind picks up a little bit. It almost looks like the lake is freezing over, doesn't it? But all they are is ripples in the water from the wind. And what beautiful video of beautiful Lake Wenatchee. And thank you to Tucker for that. Today's temperatures below where we should see them for this time of year after a beautiful weekend. We did pick up some moisture too. We'll get to that in a second. But unofficially today, 67 degrees our high temperature. That's below 72 now. That's our normal high. Can you believe that's 72 already? 54 our low overnight, and that's above 50 degrees, which is our normal. 89 our record high temperature. That was set in 1963. 35 is our record low, set in 1971. We did pick up a trace of precipitation. That was right about midnight or just before last night. And speaking of that, how about that quick microburst that we had last night? Many people called in and emailed us that thought it might have been a tornado last night in East Wenatchee, but it's officially called a microburst, which is a big down gust of wind out of a thunderstorm. It was right after that double rainbow that I know many of us enjoyed last night. And then in East Wenatchee, that big microburst that did create some havoc in East Wenatchee. Precipitation to date now is 3.42. That's for the year. So roughly about 2 to a quarter of an inch of rain is what fell from going back to last Thursday and through the weekend. So much needed precipitation here. Sunrise this morning 5:18, and the sun will set tonight at 8:37. Now let's put that surface loop in motion and show you what we can expect tonight. We are seeing those thick clouds out there. We showed you that outside our weather window, and that's going to bring a 50% chance of showers tonight. This is around 10 or 11 o'clock. Good rain showers in Seattle. It's all wrapping around that area of low pressure just off the coast of Washington. By the time we get into Tuesday, we'll stay on the cloudy side. Still a 50% chance of showers. Not sure yet how far north that precipitation band will push, so we'll put about a 50-50 chance for the wet stuff for Tuesday. Things get nice then for Wednesday. Partly cloudy skies, high pressure building. That's clockwise rotation out in the Pacific, and that will clear us out for Wednesday and into Thursday. We'll call both days partly cloudy. It will be mild and a little bit warmer each day as well. And by the time we get into the end of the week on Friday, partly cloudy, just a slight chance for showers. You can see some thunderstorms even in northeast Washington and the panhandle of Idaho over into Montana. But we'll stay just partly cloudy with about a 20% chance for showers, making way for a little bit of rain on Saturday, possibly mostly cloudy, a 40% chance of showers. That's from low pressure that's sagging down from Canada. But all these are lightning strikes, which means a possibility for some thunderstorms late in the day on Saturday. But boy, will it be nice as we end our upcoming weekend. Mostly sunny for Sunday and warmer temperatures with highs by then back to near 80 degrees. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight, we can expect overnight lows to drop down into the lower 50s, about where they should be for this time of year. Mostly cloudy, a 50% chance for rain on Tuesday, 70 your afternoon high. We'll warm up to 75 on Wednesday with partly cloudy skies. Same goes for Thursday with partly cloudy and 77 degrees. For the weekend, wet to start. Friday, a 20% chance of rain. That goes up to 30% on Saturday and 77. And look at Sunday as we end the weekend. Sunny skies with a high temperature then near 80 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
At some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. A time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community, and that's pretty useful for everyone. Be a job creator. Donate. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington for 34 years. Arctic provides the finest heating and cooling air quality products for residential and commercial customers, along with prompt and professional customer service. Arctic also offers specialty services like custom sheet metal fabrication of ductwork, coil cleaning, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Arctic is available for emergency calls 24/7. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCWLIFE, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. The Mariners salvaged the final game of a 4-game series against Minnesota Sunday with a 7-4 victory. Edwin Encarnacion's 3-run home run in the 7th provided the much-needed cushion Seattle would need to snap a 3-game losing streak. Daniel Vogelbach and Mitch Haniger also went deep for the Mariners. Yusei Kikuchi earned his 3rd win of the season on the mound, going 6 innings, allowing 1 earned run on 5 hits and 6 strikeouts. Seattle had lost the first 3 games by a total of 34-11. M's take a 23-26 record into Texas today to face the Rangers. Mike Leake on the mound against Texas's Mike Minor. Also in the American League West on Sunday, Boston edged Houston to salvage the final game of that 3-game series. 4-3 the final in that one. Texas came back twice Sunday to beat St. Louis in 10 innings 5-4. Kansas City dumped to Los Angeles 5-1. And Oakland's lead in Detroit will have to hold until September. The game was suspended in the top of the 7th with 2 outs, with the A's leading 5-3 because of rain. Major League Baseball decided the game will finish with the 2 teams meet again in September. They can rain it out and just say that's the end of the game. I don't know what they're doing. The weather gods held off just long enough for a decent night for fans Saturday at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval, and the racing was good too. In the first 55-lap Pro Late Model Main, it was Terry Halverson winning. Josh Ingram won the second 55-lap Pro Late Model Main. In the Thunder Car finale, Cody Graham grabbed the checkered flag, and it was Yakima's Derek Rapchev, winner of the A Main for the Roadrunners. Well, turnovers cost the Wenatchee Valley an early lead and eventually the game against Idaho Saturday night at the Town Toyota Center. The Skyhawks fell in its indoor football game to undefeated Horsemen out of Idaho, 49-29 the final. 2 teams play again here in Wenatchee this Saturday at 7 o'clock. Well, the University of Washington softball team advanced to the NCAA Super Regional on Sunday. Huskies got a complete game no-hitter from Gabby Plain in Downing, Mississippi State, 8-0 in the regional championship. It was Plain's 3rd no-hitter of the season. Washington will host Kentucky in the Super Regional later this week. I think they said it would be either Friday or on Saturday. Well, the Wenatchee Valley College softball team was 2-out at the NWAC tournament over the weekend in Spokane. Lady Knights fell to Douglas in the opener 8-7, and that seemed to just drain the tank. They lost their next loser-out game to Mount Hood 6-0. Douglas, by the way, still alive for the championship as the tournament concludes today. Well, Cascade's run in the state 1A soccer tournament came to an end on Saturday. Kodiaks fell to visiting Lakeside 9 Mile Falls by a final of 3-2. Lakeside advances to face Vashon Island in the Final Four. Vashon Island made it to the semifinals with its 2-1 win over Connell. The Chelan baseball team is in the Final Four of the state 1A baseball tournament. The Goats beat Hoquiam Saturday morning 5-2 in the first round. Then Chelan overtook Overlake 9-2 in the quarterfinals. Chelan will face University Prep at Yakima County Stadium Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning in the semifinals. Other semi pits Seattle Christian against Colville. Well, Brewster's back again in the State 2B baseball Final Four. The Bears beat Northwest Christian in the first round Saturday at Ferris High School 7-0. Brewster then topped Colfax 11-1 in the quarterfinals after the Bulldogs beat Tenasket 2-1. Brewster will face Asotin in Friday's semifinal at Wheeler Field in Centralia. That'll be at 7 p.m. The other semifinal before that will pit Rainier against Kalama. Wenatchee and Eastmont were bounced out of the District 6 4A softball tournament on Friday. Wildcats fell to West Valley 6-1, while the Panthers lost to Moses Lake 11-1 in the district semis. Then Moses Lake shut out West Valley for the district championship Saturday to earn the Big Nine's only seed to state. Chiefs will play Redmond in the first round of states coming up Friday at noon. Waterville-Mansfield's stay at the District 5-6 2B tournament in Moses Lake over the weekend lasted 2 games. Shockers lost to Kittitas in the first game 10-1 and then had their season ended by Liberty Christian 15-7. Kittitas went on to win the tournament by downing Dayton-Waitsburg 14-12. Brewster took fourth, falling to Lake Roosevelt 8-4. Top 4 teams advanced to state. Yes, this is the week. It's the wrap-up of the high school spring sports season with state championships all over, including golf coming up tomorrow and on Wednesday. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And recapping tonight's top news stories, police do not believe a Friday night shooting in Wenatchee was
the NCWLIFE,
according to Captain Edgar Reinfeld of the Wenatchee Police Department. No one was injured, and what Reinfeld said was a fight between 2 groups of young males. It happened at 8:30 p.m. in the 500 block of South Franklin Street. Reinfeld says there were reports of 2 shots fired into the air. He said the investigation into the incident continues and, quote, "This is truly solvable and somebody will be charged eventually," unquote. Governor Jay Inslee expanded the drought emergency declaration this morning to cover nearly half of Washington state, which includes the Wenatchee watershed. It's all due to worsened poor water supply conditions around the state and warmer and drier weather predictions through the summer. The declaration includes the cities of Wenatchee, Chelan, and Eniat. Snowpack conditions are currently less than 50% of average for this time of year. Washington State Department of Ecology experts expect the warmer, drier weather will cause the already diminished snowpack to melt more quickly. That reduces water availability this summer when it's needed most for farms, communities, and fish. Despite this week's past rainfall totals for the state remain below normal. Already included in the governor's drought declaration are the Methow and Okanagan basins. And that's going to do it for tonight's newscast. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
NCW Life channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and other stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life channel is your local TV station.
When you have to get there on time and looking good, call Fast, Friendly, Reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Available 24/7, AC Checker Taxi has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee for your pre-booked call. Some conditions apply. Call 663-8294. AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Schedule your ride ASAP or book up to a year in advance online at acchecker.com. American Classic Checker Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Yes, we are live from Studio 2. I am Dan Koontz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We got news, we got sports, we got weather, we got obscure holiday today in history, birthdays. Tom Potter joins me in studio. How are you? And Rod Cool is my guest today. The expert is by your. We're broadcasting live from Studio 4, from Studio 2, Studio 7 here in downtown Wenatchee. Time for the obscure holiday of the day. Your Dog to Work Day, Beautician's Day. It's National Selfie Day, and in honor of National Selfie Day, I'm going to take a picture of myself.
Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, mornings at 7 o'clock on the NCWLIFE channel.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.